What's going on, Cantina patrons? He's Darth Paul, I'm Padawan Dave.
And welcome to the Mudhorn Cantina.
Alrighty, Cantina patrons, I guess this is more welcome back to the Mudhorn Cantina, right?
Indeed.
Apologies, guys, for the lack of content the past 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was 3 weeks ago we dropped our last episode. We had a few shorts here and there in between. But yeah, guys, things got in the way, right?
Yep.
Some unexpected, some expected, but we just had kind of little time to film and then edit, so a little bit disappointed about that. Apologies, as I said once again, but we are now back in the swing of things. I think we've literally got nothing planned, like outside of our own lives, if that makes sense, for the next kind of few weeks. That probably makes sense more in my head than it did to any of you guys. So we've got lots to come. We really want to grow the channel. We have our more established channel, the Geek Lounge, but this is our dedicated Star Wars channel. We really want to grow it. We've got tons of things to show off to you guys, including today we're going to take a look at the signed Funko Pop collections. So I guess let's waste no further time, spin things around and check these out. Alright, so kicking this off then with the very first Star Wars signed Funko Pop I got, Cal Kestis and BD1, signed by the voice actor and mocap actor?
Technically.
Is that the right way to put it? Cameron Monaghan from the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor video games. I think a third one is due out in like the next 2-3... Like, it was a trilogy, I think.
Yeah, it has been announced.
Yeah.
So.
We met him at Comic-Con Northern Ireland 2022?
Yeah, I think it was just around the time of the Queen's funeral.
That's right, yeah. We flew back the day of her funeral because we got delayed for like 4 or 5 hours. And
as did a number of the guests.
Yeah.
Also
some of the Walking Dead dude, the Watto actor was there. But yeah, as we said, Cameron Monaghan was super cool. You also got a the lightsaber signed.
Yeah, the Disney
him.
Parks, Cal Kestis, the first iteration of the one they did. So
that's right. And like, you know, we've got quite a few signed pieces, not just Funko Pops, various different signed pieces. You know, guys, let us know in the comment section below if you'd like to see more of that. He did actually write a quote on the side as well. Didn't even ask for this. May the force be with you. And the cool thing is, his price has actually since gone up since we met him, actually. He was it was around the £30 mark.
It wasn't ridiculous, was it? So
no, he was quite cheap. And then he came back to... Well, he was at Celebration last year, but he wasn't signing. And then I think it was Comic-Con Scotland, maybe, earlier this year. And he was like £52, I think, now. So, yeah, he's definitely gone up quite a bit. Obviously, we met him before the release of the second video game, so I don't know if that had a bearing on increasing his price or just general inflation. I don't know how guests come up with their prices, but yeah, as we said, cool dude, happy to have this in the collection. And I figured we stick with the kind of animation, video game themes, and I also believe this is the second one I ever got signed. Could be a lie, could have been the third, but this was from Comic-Con Liverpool, which was less than a month after the Northern Ireland show back in 2022. We got to meet Sam Witwer, of course, the long time, well, not quite voice actor, but voice actor outside of the movies, I guess would be a good way to put it, of Darth Maul. Really cool dude. That's the one with the Darksaber as well. I think in the States it's a Chalice Collectibles exclusive. That's the only slight annoyance. That crappy old special edition sticker, but doesn't really take much away from it. But he was, as we said, a really nice guy.
Because we got to talk to him a bit about the kind of Lego animations as well.
I love that whole, because he said, didn't he, that whole awesome, I'm also like to the Jewel of Fate
and handsome.
Yeah, and handsome. But he said it was he came up with.
Yeah, he said it was like kind of improv, didn't he?
Which is so cool. You know, especially to also just have that.
Yeah.
You know, to do it. And he's definitely not been back to the UK since, and I'm not 100% sure he's done very many cons, like globally, since that either. Whenever I check his name on like RosterCon or I can't remember the other website where you can see where they are around the world, his name just doesn't seem to appear very much. So, yeah, I know for you for sure would love, I guess, him at Celebration.
Come back. Yeah, I mean, I've been a big fan of Sam Witwer for years, kind of thing, from Smallville and then through other TV series.
And of course, he's done like crap loads of voices and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not just Darth Maul. So
yeah, obviously Starkiller.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, love a Starkiller pop. If you know, they are making a lot more video game pops. Some of the latest wave of Star Wars stuff coming out is all from video games. So you know, hopefully one day we get one of those. Then we got another video game pop, guys. Bastilla Shan from the very first Knights of the Old Republic, signed by the legendary Jennifer Hale. Now, you actually weren't with me, so you never...
No, I never got to meet her.
Never even met her. I actually think it's quite funny because I've met her, I've got this pop signed, but I never played the game, yet you played the game.
Yeah.
I remember like watching you play the games.
Yeah, they were a massive fan.
Yeah.
I was a massive fan of those at the time. It was a...
Yeah, because I was still a teenager. Was it like 2000, early 2000s when it came out? So
Yes, I think so.
yeah, and like BioWare's sort of first... well, I don't know if it was their first foray, but it felt to me like that first real game of like consequence and choices. And,
Yes.
and
Yeah, I'm
things.
trying to... Yeah, I get so kind of mixed up now thinking
Yeah.
back of some of these games through the years, and even the old... what was the old ones I
Dark
played before that?
Forces?
Yeah, the Dark
Yeah.
Forces one, Jedi Knight.
Especially number 2, where it had a lot of those action, live action, like
Yeah,
video
exactly.
sequences and stuff. But yeah, I mean, she's a legend. Like, talk about BioWare, she was female Shepard in Mass Effect as well, and just voiced so many characters, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, super cool. As I mentioned just before, lots of other video game pops due out, and of course, still hoping for that news on the remaster of Knights of the Old Republic. She did mention to me as well, because I said, have you heard like any news, like what's going on? And she said, outside of re-recording a few lines, I've heard as much as you guys. I was like, well, I hadn't even heard that. So that was like pretty cool to hear. Yeah, just fingers crossed that comes out, because I'd love to play like a remastered version, but if I have to, I'll go back and play that OG one too. Then I've got the Bad Batch 5-pack. I honestly couldn't decide which character to get. If I'd had the like OG Captain Rex, because I think they've released the Captain Rex since, but there was only like that OG one, which was now worth a couple of £100. And I didn't have that, because I definitely would have got that signed by D. Bradley Baker, but in the end I couldn't decide of all the other things I had, so I decided to go with the 5-pack. We were quite big fans of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
You know, especially that time. We actually got into the panel, didn't we, to see...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was the only
actually
one we actually won for Celebration.
Yeah.
Not the live one, but like the ones off to the side.
But we still got to see the trailer.
Yeah,
and things,
exactly.
which was pretty cool. Didn't mention this was signed at Star Wars Celebration, and actually was the only other guy you didn't get to meet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a strange story. So I got this signed on the very last day. We'd got home, because it was 4 days, wasn't it? Celebration.
Yes.
So we'd done Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on the Sunday evening, we were like, you know what, let's get a couple more. So we'd already spent a fortune, but it's like, let's just get a couple things. Who knows? They may not come back, or maybe we don't get to go to Celebration next time. Actually, we didn't know it was going to be in Japan.
No, it was only announced at the end.
At the end on the Monday. But yeah, we were just like, screw it, let's get a few more things signed. So we added him. I think another one that I'll show off in a second. And then the next one, of course. And got to his queue, and he just wasn't there. And Michelle Omega... No, not Michelle. Michelle Ang, who plays Omega. In fact, let's just bring them in as a... it's kind of a bit of a duo one, isn't it, really, I guess? Or, well, not quite a duo. What do you call 6 pops? There you go, I think you guys can see that. But, yeah, they were supposed to start at a particular time, but neither of them were there. We don't know if they were delayed. Because I think there were still photo ops, weren't there?
Yeah, there was still photo ops going on, obviously, right till the end of the day, I think.
So I don't know if they were delayed by that. Then they eventually rocked up. Like, D. Bradley Baker was the longest line I've ever had to stay in a Comic-Con.
Yeah, because they had kind of separated his queue, hadn't they? They actually moved it into another section at that point.
Yeah, and I was the start of the second section, essentially. And then he finally came, and he was taking his time. But, when I got there, I could see why, because he was chatting to everyone. He was even happy, because not a lot of them, like guests, are happy for you to take pictures and stuff. And he was happy if you want to take a picture. Not like necessarily a selfie, but like a picture of me signing things and all that. He was happy. But yeah, it was taking so long. I was like, man, I'm not going to get through this and then get to Michelle Ang as well. So I gave you
that's right.
her pop. And then I finally got to the front of D. Bradley Baker's queue. And as I left it, I think you were literally either second or third in Michelle Ang's queue. So I did actually get to quickly rush in and see her. I mean, they were both lovely people.
Yeah.
Monday, probably spent half the day just in these two queues, really.
Yeah.
Which was a bit frustrating, but I think they were signing all weekend anyway, or maybe not necessarily all 4 days, but I don't think they were just signing Monday, so I don't know really what happened with their schedules, but yeah, two really cool people. Again, happy to meet these guys and especially get these into the collection, especially that 5-pack. I think it came out really cool. Along with the quote, "When have we ever followed orders?" Because it wasn't long after Tech. Spoiler again, won't say anything more. And the other guest we did meet on that Monday at Star Wars Celebration was Matthew Wood, the voice of General Grievous, and I think just in general, this like one of the big sound guys. For Star Wars, right?
He's probably like one of the greatest kind of people out there in terms of like knowing what's what and what to do. I mean, I've heard like loads of different stories of how they brought him in to fix a problem with like communications and recordings.
Because what is it? I'm sure he has a specific title, but like I don't know, sound engineer or sound like he's just the sound guy.
Yeah,
that's how I sort of referred to him as. So it was him along with Michelle Ang and D. Bradley Baker were like the final ones that we thought, you know what, let's just get these guys in. And in fact, this Grievous pop was just kind of lost in the lot. Not lost, but it was boxed and I just couldn't find it. And I was like, screw it. And you were like, no, I want to meet Matthew Wood. Grievous has been someone for you, I think.
Yeah, it was always like
more for me. I always feel Grievous was the villain for you.
Well, I've always kind of liked the droid or cyborg sort of thing. Yeah. So that character, when he came on screen that first time, like really kind of like spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't have anything Grievous myself at the time. Obviously, since I've got the premium format,
and we just had the Hot Toys announced.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's literally just gone up for pre-order a few days back.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have anything myself to take along to sign. Obviously, one of my big things that I've always wanted was the Sideshow Grievous bust, but I've never been able to pick that up. But we did actually see it in person as a fan had left it on his table.
We thought it was his.
I was like, who would just leave that there? Yeah. That's crazy.
But yeah, really nice guy. He he even went with the color pen option that I wanted with green and blue. I didn't even have to ask him. He just started doing it. I was like, that's pretty sweet. He even wrote "Crush Them" as a little quote on the top. Voice of General Grievous 2023. There should have been a special edition sticker on there, but it was already peeling off. So I actually just took it off. I can't. Maybe Walgreens. There was definitely a Grievous Walgreens exclusive in the States. I just don't know if it was that one. But as I said, really happy with the pen choices. And just very quickly on the subject of pens, guys. I mean, I don't think I've ever been asked it here on the Mudhorn, but plenty of times on the Geek Lounge where I have showcased a lot of my signed Funko Pop collection, people do ask what pens I use. It's these guys, Sharpie oil-based paint pens. They're definitely the best ones to use. You can use water-based as well, but they tend to kind of crack a bit more, don't show up, don't last as long, take a lot longer to dry. So certainly oil-based paint pens are the better ones to use, and I tend to go with Sharpie. And I was about to say moving on to live action, but I suppose General Grievous was actually technically live action. Yes, there was an animated version of him as well, but that particular Funko Pop was from the movies. But I guess we're now on TV live action, and we have Moff Gideon signed by Giancarlo Esposito. This was mentioned earlier with the Sam Witwer Pop. That was either the second or third one I got signed. This is the counterpart.
I can't remember what order we went up in, but it
was at Comic-Con Liverpool 2022. Was so cool because they had Los Polios Hermanos, the chicken shop that he owns. Big Breaking Bad fans we are as well. So, he was wearing the Gus Fring outfit though, suit, and so you're walking up, and it's it's a little bit intimidating. Yeah. You know what? I actually think he was second because he wasn't going to be there anymore on the Sunday.
Yeah, I think you're right because I'm pretty sure not soon after we did the Sam Witwer one as well, he was going off for a photo shoot. So I think he was.
I think Sam Witwer we did on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Not that that's important for you guys, but just trying to remember in our heads. But he was really nice though.
Yeah.
It's just that weird I'm about to meet Gus Fring in his chicken shop, and he might have a gun behind his counter or something. But yeah, he was super nice. He talked about some of the old things we we'd sort of seen him like Usual Suspects was one of them. He was like, it was good fun a long time ago. He is in, what is he in now? Captain America, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was just on the stage at San Diego Comic-Con. I think he's amazing, like such a talented actor. A lot of people wanted him to play Doctor Doom though, so I guess that's not going to come to fruition unless we get some other multiversal. Still think RDJ is going to be some kind of multiversal Doctor Doom, maybe.
Yeah, so you still think he'll be Tony Stark?
Well, exactly, not Victor Von Doom, whatever the actual sort of character name was. But there was like a story like Infamous Iron Man was like where he became, I never read it, but there was a pop of it as well, again, getting off track away from Star Wars. But yeah, really nice guy. And one thing I did want to mention, because I just literally told you guys to get oil-based paint pens, this one was actually a water-based paint pen. I think Deco, was the brand over here, something like that. Because it's quite hard to get oil-based, or Sharpie oil-based paint pens, I should say, over here in the UK. There is a store on eBay. I'll pop a link in the description below if you guys want to check them out. They import them in from the US. But that one came out really nicely. And if you do generally look after them, pop them in hard cases for sure. Anything that you do get signed with that water-based paint pen, they will come out nice. But yeah, as I said, they take ages to dry compared to the oil-based ones, and they do kind of crack over time, or can potentially crack over time, let's say. Sticking with the Mandalorian then, next up we have Axe Woe, signed by Simon Cassianidis, and I think the final person you actually haven't met.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't go with you to this Comic-Con.
Yeah, because
is a bit annoying because I've obviously since picked up the Hasbro helmet and the hot toy of his.
If he'd had like a plaque or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was pretty cheap as well. Like I want to say that £30 kind of price point.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that before you went.
Yeah, I can't remember if I said, because Jennifer Hale, who was Bastilla Shan, I went, so she was MCM Comic Con Birmingham last December, and I went up to that show on the Friday and got a few things signed, including that one, and then I travelled up to Manchester that night to attend For the Love of Sci-Fi, which is where he was attending, and there was a few others. You know what, Cameron Monaghan might have been at that one actually as well. He very well may have been. Anthony Mackie was there, which was pretty cool. But yeah, Simon Cassianidis was equally really cool. I know there was someone, those R2 units that they always have at these cons.
The droid builders. Yeah,
they were there and they were like driving one around, and he was just kind of like watching it. I was the only one at his table at the time. We were just kind of watching it, and he was like, "Oh, that was really cool." And then got to spend a bit more time with him. I suppose he's not the most famous of guests, but a pretty decent guest in the realm of Star Wars, let's say. So I guess that's why his queue wasn't as massive. If you kind of catch my drift, not trying to insult the guy or anything. But allowed us to have a longer conversation. Said he was a big fan of Star Wars and was a dream to be in it. But he did tell me that we are shooting season 4 next year. So I'm like, did someone lie to you? Because there seems to, or are you lying to me? Or did he not know? Is he filming the movie?
It could be. We've heard stories from Fennec Shand.
Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen recently, where she wasn't told the Book of Boba Fett was actually the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
It was only when she appeared on set and one of the crew asked her what this show was called, and she was like, "It's Mandalorian season 3." And no, it's not. Yeah. And she had to go and ask Tamara Morrison.
And I guess that was actually the perfect lead in to the next one, which is Fennec Shand, signed by Ming-Na Wen. I'm pretty sure she was the first person we met at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we were kind of asking what the deal was with timings, or if there was like a and they just said if the person was available, just go up and see if they'll do it. Because
you got timed for every guest, didn't you? But then when we asked, I think he was like the main dude, or is it at least the dude who was looking after Ewan McGregor's line? Yeah. He said no, like Ewan and Hayden, yes. And I think Rosario, yes. But I think all of them, you had like an option to book a time or something, but it wasn't like necessary, I think. Yeah. And so, he just said go up to whoever. And she had like 2 people in her queue, so it was like, sweet. And she was there like from opening.
Exactly. Yeah, we went straight up. Yeah. We were just there to kind of scope out where everybody was.
Pretty much.
And sort of see
which. Well, should I just go up? And like you said, we spoke to the dude and he said, go right ahead. So I was like, sweet. First signed pop within 10 minutes of being at the con. Yeah, again, really cool, really nice. It was like weird though, because I didn't know, do you call her Ming? Do you call her Ming Na Wen? I didn't know. So I think, hey, how's it going? And that's all I kind of did. And we sort of mentioned, like, you seem such a nice person, but you just always play these badass characters.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
her handler, made her handler chuckle more than
I think so. Yeah,
than her. But yeah, very nice, very sweet, very softly spoken, as you said. But yeah, she's always like this really tough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she comes across so differently in interviews and panels. I've seen her; she's so bubbly and funny, but yet she plays these hard characters that barely ever crack a smile. It's
as I said, these kind of badasses. Yeah, again, super cool, super sweet. Nothing really else to say. And if you're going to have a signed Fennec Shan, you got to have a signed Boba Fett from the man himself, Tamara Morrison. This pop is actually from the Book of Boba Fett, all the rest of the Mandalorian, but I wanted to get his own kind of namesake show version signed. I was kind of thinking of getting the one signed without the helmet, but I was just like, is that really such a big deal or difference? And the one with the helmet, I think, does. The one without the helmet, pardon me, I think does actually have a sticker, and that is from the Mandalorian anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
Decided to go with this one.
And this one I almost missed.
That's true, right? You did, because so this was from MCM Comic Con London. Yeah, literally pretty much 2 months ago, the end of May.
Yeah, so this was the Sunday morning.
Yep, the final day.
We literally went straight into the queue.
First in the queue as well. And did you go and get drinks? Or something?
Yeah. Nothing had nobody had come out.
Yeah.
Nothing had been put up on the walls. There was no things. I went to go and get drinks. I literally walked out the hall, straight across the thing, got drinks straight away. Came back and you were already signing with him. I was like,
yeah, because I was like, oh man, yeah, he kind of wanted to meet him as well. But we had, because I wasn't 100% sure, should I get this done or not? Because he is or has been announced for Celebration in Japan next year, which we are going to. Don't know if we've said that before. Pretty sure we have. Probably 4 million times. But yeah, I was like, should I just get the pop done now though? Because I do have a Jango Fett, one of 99 Topps Chrome card that I got from Celebration 2023, and I thought that'd be something pretty cool to get signed. But I was like, you know what? I can still take a card.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to travel with.
A Funko Pop, yeah, I could have flattened it down or whatever, but it still would have been a little bit annoying. I thought, let's take, who knows who else is going to be announced for Japan, so if I can take less, I will. But yeah, you just kind of made it in time.
Yeah, because he was announced quite late, wasn't he, as well?
He was, yeah. He was, I think, their last guest to be announced literally a few days before.
Yeah, so otherwise I would have got a plaque made up for that, for a helmet or something.
But we knew he'd already been announced for Japan.
Yeah, exactly. So
we were like, yeah, we'll see him in Japan. We mentioned that to him, and he was like, yeah, see you guys in Japan. Yeah, super cool, super nice dude. Looks a lot smaller to me in real life. I don't know if you felt the same. I guess with the armor and everything, he looks quite butch and beefy, but he actually seems like quite a slender kind of guy. But mentioned to him as well, I'm really hoping to see live action Rex. I've always loved Rex, especially old man Rex would be super cool. And he said, yeah, he loves Rex. And so I kind of got he didn't want to say too much. So I was like, maybe he knows something.
Is he in something? Well, because obviously he played the clone in the Kenobi series.
Rex, yeah, but was helmeted.
No, I mean the other clone in the Kenobi, Obi-Wan series, where he was
asking for money.
Yeah.
But he did voice Rex in the flashbacks in Ahsoka as well. But fingers crossed, let's see. And one of the other two guests we met at MCM Comic Con London was Emily Swallow, who is of course the Armourer. There was a weird story though, right? We were in the queue, and Tate Fletcher, who is the man in the armour for Paz Vizsla, because what's his name? Jon Favreau does the voice for Paz Vizsla, but he's the man in the suit. The stand behind him came down, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But he's such a big...
they're all partitions.
Yeah.
It just kind of...
He's such a big dude, though. He just put his forearm up and held it up. From what we gathered, they were being supported by pallets of water. So
yeah, I think so. And obviously,
people keep taking water, the weight distribution. But it's lucky it wasn't her, because she's tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had to like pull all the guests out, and then they like reinforce them almost with like L-shaped brackets and
Well, I think they
things.
took them down for a while, didn't they? And then they
I
did
think
the
the
L-shape
other
later,
side though, didn't
maybe.
they? I think from where we were, they did the thing straight
Yeah.
away. I think, but yeah, I think the other tables, because one had fallen down like 20 minutes before.
Yeah, down the other end
I think
of the
where
hole.
like the One Piece guys and Roger Craig Smith, like Sonic and Ezio and all these other voices he's done. I think it was around them where that fell down. But so yeah, we got a little bit delayed, but finally got to again, like none of these people were horrible. They're all just super nice,
Yeah.
super sweet people. She asked if I wanted my name on it, and I was like, no, I was like, just the signature. And I was like, it was like an awkward few seconds because I felt she was going to write "This is the way," but then she didn't because I said only like the signature. So I don't know. It just kind of felt a bit weird. I went with the gold pen as well. That is Sharpie oil-based paint pen. I still don't, like on camera. It looks fairly decent actually, and it's not. It doesn't look good like with our own eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, would orange have made like not made more sense, but would it have popped more because of the box design, the like insert inside as well? I don't know.
Yeah, is it more just a kind of dull?
Yeah, and
the metallics like that,
It was
unless they're
medium
under
as
light?
well. It's a thicker pen, so
Yeah.
the armor array is maybe like a little bit harder to read. But yeah, still really happy to get this in the collection because she was at Celebration as well, but she wasn't signing.
Yeah, she was just like a meet and greet for
Yeah.
VIPs, I think. But yeah,
we'd kind of wanted to meet her.
yeah, because I'd already had a signed plaque
Not
from her
long
through
either,
yeah
delivered,
through the actual Hyperdrive Facebook group
Yeah.
as an exclusive
Yeah.
helmet that she signed for a
Yeah,
run.
so you didn't actually need to get.
Yeah.
But it was cool that you got to meet her.
Yeah, exactly.
So already had something signed, but kind of got to meet her. She was selling those T-shirts.
Yeah, may the forge be with you.
Yeah, that was quite cool.
I assume, is that her own side hustle? Does she get the money
Yeah,
from that, or does it go
maybe.
to?
And we spoke to her saying like, "Is Japan on the cards for you?" And she's like, doesn't know, but 100% she's in. So I kind of feel as well with. Like the Mandalorian and Grogu and things coming up in 2026,
Yeah, I
I
definitely
think a
feel
lot of these guys will be there. Like Pedro Pascal may be there, he just may not be signing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To kind of promote the stuff that's going to be coming up, in the following year. So yeah, we mentioned Pedro Pascal before, how he doesn't do cons, or at least hasn't been to any cons to my knowledge. He definitely wasn't at MCM London, but Brendan Wayne was, who is the man in the suit, right?
Yeah,
So you got the other dude, was it Lateef Crowder?
Crowder. Yeah,
So
who
he's the
generally-
stunt guy, right?
Yes, he'll generally do a lot of the fist fights
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Whereas I think Brendan Wayne will typically
Be the stand-in and probably delivers the lines, I would
I would have thought so.
suspect,
Yeah.
right? We didn't. I feel I wanted to ask him that, but didn't for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then Pedro obviously kind of dubs, I guess, later on. At least I assume for other actors to get their markers, and that's
Yeah,
typically
you'd have
how,
to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, how it would work. But yeah, he was awesome. I mean, just the fact that he is the grandson of John Wayne,
Yeah.
to me is insane. I'm a big Western fan, although I probably preferred more spaghetti westerns, Clint Eastwood. And I know John Wayne was very opposed to that kind of stuff. Wasn't going to be saying that to Brendan, though, at all. But he signed it with "This is the way." He asked, "Do you want me to sign it with 'This is the way'?" And I was like, well, do you really say the lines? So I was thinking in my head. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to say no if someone's not going to charge me for a quote. Like a lot of voice actors, especially like anime ones.
Yeah, it's all
will
add-ons.
Generally charge for quotes and sketches and, as you said, add-ons and things like that. But we actually met him twice because you got your plaque signed by him the day before me.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the One Piece guys were at MCM Comic Con, big One Piece fan. I took so much with it, I couldn't carry everything with me. So I had the plan, let's get all of that stuff
Yeah, that's
first, and then I would come back the next day. But we had like some spare sort of time or whatever.
Yeah, and I think I went up and his line was fairly
There was
fairly
barely
empty, wasn't it?
anyone there.
Because
It was
I was
like
getting something signed for somebody
Yeah,
else.
that's
I
right,
wanted to get
yeah.
it done just so I wasn't
Yeah.
worried about kind of like making it like getting it all done in time.
And
sort
he'd
of thing.
seen your 77 Darth Vader shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it the Raiders, I think? Something like that.
Yeah, is that what he?
Are they based in Vegas, I think, when we looked it up?
Yeah.
And it looked like very similar in colours. And we were like, no. And he then realised, that's what the shirt is.
Yeah, he said he'd seen so many people
Yeah.
like wearing it at the con, but
And then the crazy thing is the next day when we went into the line, to get the pop signed, we saw someone in an actual Raiders jersey, and we mentioned it to him, and he was like, "That's just crazy." And then we sort of mentioned to him like, "Will you be going to Japan?" Like, he's very talkative, very nice guy. He gave us a bunch of little kind of like freebies, including his sort of Brendan Wayne Mando patch, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we mentioned to him, you know, "Are you heading out to Japan?" He says, "Well, if I'm not invited, I'm going anyway."
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to tell us, "If you guys are going, you've got to check out this bar." And he spent ages trying to find this photo on his phone. And we're like looking behind like, yeah, there's like 20 or 30 people here. I feel like guilty waiting this long. And when I say ages, 5-6 minutes, easy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't find this photo, And in the end, I think he just showed us photos of him and Lateef Crowder mucking around in the Mando suit.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But he gave us the name of the bar, which I must say I forgot now.
Yeah, I have too.
But I know there are...
I think the point of it was there was all like these Star Wars helmets throughout it.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like, I've seen a couple of Star Wars like places to go anyway in Japan. But really nice dude. Hopefully we do see him in Japan, pardon me. All right, 2 more pops to go with 3 more autographs. The next one, I think, is the prize one in the collection. But very happy to have this one as well. Ahsoka Tano signed by Rosario Dawson, who I feel at Celebration was probably the coolest guest that we got to meet.
Because I feel it was quite late in the day that we saw her as well, right?
So like 4 p.m.-ish.
Yeah.
Either the Saturday or the Sunday. I can't really remember which day it was. She still had like some timed things. We went in to see her because you got your lightsaber box signed.
Yeah.
So this one we actually went at the same time because the last 2 that we'll look at, we had like we went in at different times, or maybe one of them we went in together. We'll get onto that in a second. But the Rosario we saw, as you said, kind of late in the day, but we got to spend, I'd say, because we were together as well. I feel we got like a good minute and a half, or I mean, saying we were together because we both got something signed.
Yeah.
I'd say like our together time was a good sort of minute and a half.
Yeah, I think so.
And we'd sort of, I think I'd mentioned to her like, I've loved all the different hairstyles because she literally wildly changed her hair and said I was jealous. But then she mentioned she was like jealous of the beard, and I was like, well, that's just not true. I definitely wouldn't want to see Rosario Dawson with a beard. And then you had mentioned to her how's London been and what have you kind of been doing. I think she said she had like Greg's sausage roll.
That's right.
She went through this whole thing, and it was like she kind of did like the quintessential stuff
London
you would
experience.
do, on a visit to London. But yeah, so cool, so nice. Loved Ahsoka. I kind of bet she'll be in Japan as well,
I think so.
So here is that final one then, guys. The 2-pack of Obi-Wan-Kenobi and Darth Vader signed by both Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. Definitely one of my most cherished signed Funko Pops. The recent Going Merry that I got signed by some of the One Piece cast is a definite competitor now. This used to definitely be easily the most kind of cherished one in my collection. Got them both at Celebration, so they were a little bit pricier compared to what they were at previous cons, because I know the year before Ewan was at Comic-Con Scotland, and I'm pretty sure he was about £60 cheaper. And Hayden, I think it was like maybe a year and a half before he was at Comic-Con Wales.
Yeah, I believe
and he was about 40 to 50 quid cheaper. So
but yeah, you're always going to pay that Star Wars tax.
We call it Celebration tax and London tax as well. I bet you when we get to Japan, because that's the thing, everyone keeps going on about, like, or historically Japan's been this expensive country. And right now I'm like, compared to the UK, not at all. Not when I can book hotels in the centre of Osaka where we both have our own rooms and you're there for like 8 days and we're literally paying like 500 quid. That's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-star hotel, the one in Osaka. So that's like $2,000, $3,000 in London, Paris. And
easily, yeah.
I know I think the yen to the pound is pretty good for us at the moment. So long may that continue, or certainly until maybe summer next year. But the one thing I will say, we didn't really get much time with these guys per se, because It was like a conveyor belt, right? Like
Yeah,
they managed it really well.
Yeah, they handled the times for these really well, because that was our concern on the day, wasn't it? Like, how are we going to be in a queue
for 4 hours?
Yeah, just literally standing there. But the stewards and the guys that were there who were actually managing the talent were.
Because that's the one thing I found crazy is that you get, what are you getting signed? Okay, that's good. Next person, right? What color pen do you want? Okay,
Yeah.
Next person, and they like just kind of went down, and then they gave it to either Ewan or Hayden, and they signed it. But I kind of get a lot of people always moan, "Oh, I've got 5 seconds, I've got 10 seconds," and look, I do get it to an extent because you pay a lot of money to get something signed. You do want a little bit of interaction. I get that.
Yeah, even if it's just to ask a question or just a quick.
It's just sadly the way it is with these big guests, because at the end of the day, the con still, like, Celebrations is maybe taking the piss a little bit because it's celebrating like they've made lots of money. When it's like a separate con, like some of these Monopoly events, the ones we mentioned, Comic Con Liverpool, they've got to sell tickets. To sell tickets, you need the big guests. But people also, they can't be sitting there literally signing 1,000 autographs all day, right? It's just, it's not convenient for them. It just kind of is the way it is. Having said that, like Hayden, I think I did get about 10 to 15 seconds. I just kind of got to say to him that I think it's really cool you got to come back and play Darth Vader, because Obi-Wan had been released at that point. But then I said, really looking forward to seeing you again in Ahsoka, because that hadn't been released at that point. Right. And he was like, yeah, thanks very much, man. And that was literally the interaction, 10, 15 seconds, and I was out.
Yeah, because we were in at different times for that one. Yeah. Because I got the Celebration dual print signed.
That's right, yeah.
So I kind of went in with him. I think I had that same 77 Vader shirt on.
Oh, yeah,
that day, and I think he was like, "Oh, yeah, nice shirt, man." Yeah. But yeah, it was a bit strange. But yeah, I think, as I said to you, like at the time, I kind of had a bit more time with Ewan when I was there.
That's right, yeah.
But it was literally just a weird moment, because there was this big group of people in front of me who were kind of all together getting their stuff all signed. So as they left, and they were kind of complaining already, I could hear them like, he didn't like sign this in the right place, or it was like, I kind of wanted it there, and they were walking away. And I kind of got, and I guess there was another big group behind me.
Yeah.
So they were taking their time to get all their stuff detailed, ready, where I was then standing in front of him.
It's like a lull in.
Yeah, in the like the eye of the storm almost. Yeah. So I had my lightsaber, the Disney.
That came out really
the
cool.
D23.
Again, we'll have to show like maybe the signed lightsaber collection or something.
So obviously I was having 2 things signed with him, and he just kind of at one point just looked up and went, "Oh, hey buddy, how's it going?"
Yeah. Because you then came in with me, because I then had you and later.
Yeah, that's right.
And you could just join as a guest, because they were fairly cool with that. Like, if you're
there has been other places where they will only let the ticket holder in.
Yeah, we had that with Helena Bonham Carter. Yeah, they wouldn't let you in. Yeah, they were allowing people to come in. You maybe couldn't be like right there at the front. They were kind of making you stand back, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But you were in the kind of booth, because they were all the bigger guests. They kind of had booths where they were hidden from the public eye.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I got this signed, the blue pen, and he, I think he just said, "Oh, thanks for coming." Like, that's literally all I got, like 5 seconds. He said his kind of weird tash because he was filming something, I believe.
Yeah, I still can't.
Wasn't he?
Still couldn't quite work out what he was doing.
But yeah, I think that came out really cool. The light blue and the red. Really happy with that. It does have that special edition sticker. The call it the newer one. It's not new because it's been out for quite a few years now. But I actually prefer that one because this was a Target exclusive in the US. That Target sticker is right in the middle. And when you think about it, like having a Target sticker is like the equivalent of having like an Asda or a Tesco sticker. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want that. So I was quite happy with that choice. I actually think I went to the Disney store to pick that up rather than like getting one ordered in, because I was like, I don't want this to be damaged.
Yeah, you wanted to actually check it was in good condition.
Yeah, exactly. I picked it out at the Disney store. They had loads there, thankfully. It was literally a couple of days before Celebrate. I bought the tickets ages before. Yeah. Because I spent a long time deciding what I would get signed, actually. Because I had like the dual wielding Anakin.
Yeah, because Ewan sold out really quick, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And then he added more.
Yeah, that's right. I think they got him to do more time or something. I had like the evil eyes, Anakin and Obi-Wan. I think I had a couple. Still, we haven't got the Padawan. No, we have. Sorry, we have. It's the Hot Toys we don't have
Yes.
Yeah, Padawan Obi-Wan Funko Pop has been released earlier this year as part of the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace. Still need to pick that one up. But yeah, just rambling now about different kinds of pops and character variants. But yeah, as I said, really happy with this one. Still definitely one of the most cherished in the collection. And well, there you go, guys. That is our signed Star Wars Funko Pop collection. 14 Funko Pops with 15 autographs. Pretty proud of the collection, but there's still like so many more I'd love to get, you know.
Who would be your dream signing? I kind of have an idea of who it might be, but I don't know if you consider them. Because
we've maybe. Well, I would have said like Liam Neeson is yeah, because we've talked had these conversations here and then, especially with like Celebration, like who would you love to go to Celebration, things like that. And I think I've said it a few times on both this and the Geek Lounge. This channel and the Geek Lounge. Like Qui-Gon's always been my favourite Jedi, so yeah, Liam Neeson for sure. And I got that recent, that was the Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul 2-pack.
Yeah.
So to maybe get that signed by like Ray Park or I never know how you pronounce his name, Peter Safranovich.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I can only ever pronounce it when I'm actually reading it for some reason.
Obviously, I think a lot of people, like Mark Hamill, started doing cons again, so that would be amazing. Like Harrison Ford would be a big one.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not that many OGs left.
That's the thing, the quite sad thing. Anthony Daniels is a realistic one. He does loads of cons. He's going to be in Japan. Maybe get a 3PO. I think another one for me, not necessarily because of Star Wars, but he's just been one of my favourite actors, is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably, I would honestly put 10 or 15 more characters before Mace Windu, to be honest, but I'd love a Mace Windu pop to get signed. Like Jules from Pulp Fiction, one of my favourite movies.
Yeah.
And I've got that limited Funko Pop, that'd be a cool one. But yeah, realistic ones, I mean,
Pedro Pascal.
From the newest kind, like newer wave for sure. And that Lateef Crowder, is it? Like now that we've obviously showed you guys off the, his name's John Wayne's grandson.
Brendan Wayne.
Brendan Wayne. I was like, his name's already escaped me. To add like those three, I think would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I kind of had my helmet plaque, which got signed kind of recently, and it would be ideal to have all three of those.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know, like I've heard Pedro Pascal was supposed to do this private only like 2 years ago and still hasn't done it, and people have sent their stuff in, so...
But with him now being linked to the new Marvel stuff, maybe he'll attend a con for that. Maybe. He might get things done, but who knows?
I don't know. He's like well encrusted within Disney at the moment, let's say. But ones who are more realistic options, for the life of me, I don't know why. Like Katie Sackhoff's been here a couple of times now. She was at Celebration, but didn't get a Bo-Katan. Maybe I didn't have the Bo-Katan I wanted at the time, because I always feel like with the helmet off would probably be a cooler one, in my opinion, to get signed anyway.
Yeah.
But like the Rebels voice cast. I'd love to meet like some of those guys. The one who's probably I'd love to meet the most, who also is quite realistic, is Mads Mikkelsen's brother, Thrawn.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me.
Yeah.
I've got Mads Mikkelsen is stuck in my head.
It now escapes me as well. Lars
Mikkelsen. Yeah, he would be the one.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it's a very realistic option as well now that he's live action.
Definitely. I can't imagine he wouldn't be at Celebration Japan, but you never know, because obviously they had a lot of the Ahsoka cast were at.
They were there,
but they weren't signing. They were just doing.
And a lot of them were doing signings here in the UK at that convention.
Yeah, the Star Fury recent
month or so.
Yeah, I think it was
just about a month ago. I think it was. So we didn't go to that, unfortunately, but yeah, it'd be cool to see some of those guys there. Well, what have we got? We've got Ashley Eckstein, Anthony Daniels. There's one other person whose name's escaping me, because I know Cliff Chang. Is it Cliff Chang? Doug Chang. I always mix those two up. Cliff Chang is the comic book artist. Yeah, I don't know why I always mix those guys up. And there was a fourth person as well that was announced.
Yeah, it was.
Can't think off the top of my head. It wasn't Warwick Davis. No, I don't think
No, it was Tamara Morrison.
Oh, well, of course it was. Yeah, of course it was. Because we said we'll see him in Japan. But we'll see. I'm sure more guests will be announced quite soon.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of creeping ever so closer already.
Yeah, correct. Like 8 months, I think now, maybe less. Don't know. But yeah, let us know in the comments section below who's like a dream Star Wars signing for you guys. And we of course have plenty more Star Wars goodness on the way for you guys. We'll now be dropping new episodes every single Wednesday, and we are going to be sticking with this date. Eventually we'd like to move to like twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week. But yeah, new episodes every single Wednesday, guys, so make sure you stay tuned, especially if you're as big a Star Wars fan as we are. What is the easiest way to stay tuned, you ask? It's very simple. Subscribe. Hit, click, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and as always,
may the Force be with you.